Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. So lovely to have you with us. Maybe if you could just kick off with an intro to this film, Mona Lisa and the Blood Moon. It's a weird and wild adventure. How would you describe a bit about what people can expect if they come and see it?
Man, after the year and a half that we've all had, the internal existential crisis, the external global pandemic, and all of the sobering reflections that we've seen in the mirror, I think art, it can't make it better. It can't erase that. It can't, bring loved ones back and, bring back time lost and such. But you know what it can do? It can cheer you the fuck up. And it's so fun. And it's such a joy. And I feel like this is a present. And it's like, I don't think art changes the world by itself, but I think it contributes. And this is a contribution to your happiness, man. And it's fun. Just like Lily, the director, is like, it's like a tiny little bottle of potent rainbows and magic dust, and it shake up and it just explodes everywhere. All of that waffly answer. And like when I saw it described once as the cinematography looks like Taxi Driver in the Bayou. And I was like, yeah, that's what I should have said instead of this 5-minute waffle. But yeah, it's an awesome ride.
And so what first attracted you to being involved with it? Were you already familiar with Anna Lilly's other films, or was it particularly the role of Fuzz? What was the first drew you in?
I mean, as soon as you say Fuzz, I just start smiling because I love the character so much. But yeah, definitely Anna Lilly, her work, she's an auteur. She's exactly the type of filmmaker, creative and human being that I want to connect with and learn from and collaborate with, and the script, the screenplay in itself was so unique and original. Fuzz is such a trip of a character and so fun, and something that I've never got the opportunity to play before. A character that seems like he's so far removed from me in real life, but it's actually kind of, his chemical balance is actually kind of similar to mine, more similar to mine in many ways than I've been able to show on camera, which is actually a real reason I wanted to do it. And New Orleans, to go in the heat out there, we were shooting in the nighttime. It was 37 degrees at night, sweating at 5 in the morning in the night shoots and that. And it was just, it's a city of chaos, a city of color. And again, that's what this movie is like from top to bottom. On paper, this movie looks like exactly what I should be doing. When I did it, it was soul and life affirming, and coming out of it now, it is an indicator of the projects that I need to look out for and be a part of in the future. This is the blueprint for the next 5 years. And not necessarily this type of character or anything like that, but this type of auteur and collaboration.
Because in the past, would you say you have played quite a few different villains? And so, why do you think there was that pattern? And how would you see this character in contrast? Because it's maybe not quite clear. How we're supposed to view him. How did you see him?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely played villains in the past. I think I do it well, so they keep coming back to me for more. And I always try and play different types. I never try and play the same role twice, when exploring the dark sides of human psyche and what we're capable of. But I don't only want to play bad guys, I want it to be different, and I want to challenge myself, and I want it to be new for the viewer and new for myself. And that's how this feels. To me, Fuzz, I like the ambiguity when you meet him. Yeah, he's a drug dealer. Yeah, he's a house DJ and he's got all the tattoos and all of that, but he's a good guy. He's a sweetheart. He exists outside of human drama. He is a man who I want to be more like in his philosophy, of not making assumptions and expecting needing things to happen, needing things to go a certain way. It's like, it's cool. If that's how it's gonna go, that's how it's gonna go. I'm happy with that. And he's a sweetheart at heart, really. You know, you see when Mona Lisa comes back and he's like, man, I told you she was gonna come back, man. Didn't I tell you? Oh, look at you in my shirt. You know, he gives her a big hug, and even the way that I hugged her was like a submissive hug rather than like a brown bear hug, you know? And even though I'm a big lump and therefore Fuzz is, and especially against June and Evan and everything, I look like even more of a lump. But it's like, he's a soft soul. And it was a joy to be able to play him. But at the same token, I don't just want to play soft souls. You know, I want to play ambiguous characters like Fuzz. So, you know, again, he exists in the grey area in the middle. I mean, I would say he's just a good guy, to be honest. I just think he so happens to sell drugs for a living and be a house DJ. But, you know, I think you can have nefarious business operations and still be a good person. I know many people and have known many people like that in my time, and known people that have legitimate and positive jobs that are horrible people, that are bad guys. So yeah, again, like, if this movie is a blueprint for what I want to do going forwards, Fuzz is a blueprint for the kind of characters I want to play. But yeah, there's a lot of times I sit back and I think, man, be like Fuzz. What would Fuzz think here?
And you had a background in music before kind of breaking into acting. So did that play into it at all? You know, how do you think of Fuzz's musical taste? Is it?
Not really, because he's like a house DJ, and actually one of my favorite things about this world is that, like, every character I get into new things because I haven't, because we get locked into our subcultures. We get locked into what we think our identity is from the moment we're 16, basically, and then we kind of lock into that, and I'm like, well, I like this, I like that, this is how I do my hair, this is what I'm like. And then film kind of forces me to challenge that, because it's like, Anna Lily sent me this playlist of all this house music, all the playlists from the thing, and at first I was like, okay, this is proper house. Now, if you look at my Spotify listening for 2020, and we shot this in 2019, the Fuzz playlist is played more than any other playlist. These songs, Stalker, Yes, No, Maybe, Pogo, all of the songs from the movie, you know, I love them dearly. Whereas, like, I grew up listening to like two-step garage and stuff, which is the closest to this, but it wasn't like this. It's different. This is very different from Heartless Crew and Artful Dodger. So no, it was a new world, a journey of discovery, actually, in many ways. Did it help me directly? I don't really think so. Did it help me with the transferable skills that I knew from subcultures and street culture? Yeah, for sure. But that was just growing up in London, and that was just what was around.
And what about working with your fellow cast? You know, see, Anna is the director, Bert John, and Kate Hudson as well. So, you know, what was it like working with them?
Well, I would sit in my spaceship of a car with Evan and Joan and be like, look at this, like, this is amazing. What is this? Like, this is such an interesting chemical mix, and, you know, fireworks. You know, Craig Robinson, man, he's my guy. When we were in Venice together, we had so much fun together. Ended up on the piano singing Sinatra with Lily at whatever time in the morning, and then getting kicked out of the hotel bar. And they were like, you're gonna wake up all the guests, or if you keep playing, everyone's gonna stay. Can you just go, please? Like, Lily described it as a bunch of, I can't remember the first bit, but basically a bunch of like soul brothers and sisters on a vision quest together on some crazy adventure shit. I feel like it's like when you're at like Shangri-La in Glastonbury, like 5 a.m. and you meet a new crew and like you're like, I actually love you guys. Do you feel this too? Like, this is amazing, you know? And then you may never see them again after like 8 o'clock once you go back to your tents or whatever. Like, it was like that. It was like, when I was in New Orleans, spending time with them and living, you know, us all bouncing off each other, I was like, I'm always like on shoots, very disciplined. No matter if the character's pretending to smoke joints and do all of this and drug dealer and all this, I've got DMT here and LSD here. I was sober completely. I didn't have one beer in New Orleans. The partying city. And I was up and down Bourbon Street all the time, just walking and taking it in. But I was in like an altered state the whole time. I was in like a psychedelic state just from the movie and the character and the city. So yeah, it's a really, I've never had a shooting and collaborative experience like this movie before, ever. And I've had positive and negative experiences and everything like that, but this was psychedelic.
And what do you think people are going to take away from this film? Like, do you see kind of the journey of Mona Lisa as somehow a metaphor that people can relate to, or, you know, what do you think people are going to take away from it?
I don't know, man. I'm always reticent to like, try and put it in a bottle. If you ask me today, it'll be something different tomorrow. But there's got to be something in it about all of these outsiders. You know, from Fuzz being an outsider, you know, he's just on the street corner making the most of things. She, you know, Mona Lisa's in the asylum. Bonnie and her kid are just trying to make the most of things, you know, and I just feel like it's about outsiders trying to find their tribe, you know, and sometimes failing, you know. I love the fact that Mona Lisa kind of works things out and she's kind of open to everyone being nice, even though she's suspicious. And when people aren't nice, she's like, you're not a nice person. I'm going somewhere, you know, and she just pivots and finds her tribe. And she does find her tribe in me and Evan's characters. And yeah, I think that will resonate with people. But my favorite thing about cinema is that everyone takes something different. And even if they just come away and go, wicked music, or wow, that was psychedelic, whatever it is, I hope they enjoy it. Or just Pavel's amazing cinematography, you know, or they don't like it, and that's okay too.
And can you just very quickly tell us what you're going to work on next and a bit about maybe Naked Singularity, which I think is got in the pipeline?
It will be very quick with me telling you about what I work on next, because I can't tell you anything. But all I can say is that's why I've got this cheeseburger on top of my head. And yeah, it's something I'm very excited about, and I'm deep into it at the moment, and will be for some time now, and I can't wait for that to come out. And although I actually think they're going to release the press release very soon, and then Naked Singularity, yeah, man, that was another weird, interesting, crazy movie with a bunch of weirdos that I love the experience of doing, man, and another trip of a character.
Well, I think I'm out of time, but thanks so much for sharing all that with us, and enjoy your time in London.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.